Hi. My hair's a fucking mess. That works. Some American Eagle type shit. But, seriously, hello everybody. Today I'm going to be doing an unboxing of my first pair of Jordans. Now, some backstory. I've never had or owned a pair of Jordans in my entire life. I might have had like fives, like when I was super young, but overall Jordans just never interested me like that. And honestly, the kind of person I was never really interested in shoes up until recently. And I found out about Air Jordan 1s, every colorway, everything beautiful about the shoes. So, I'm going to be trying these. First thing we're going to get into is we're not going to talk about the history. We're just going to talk about the kind of shoe, the size, everything. So, these are actually black, they're a black gym red, the color wave, but they are Chicago black toe, if I'm correct, something like that. These are a size, I think, 11, something like that. They are very pretty shoe, by the way. These are like really like I've never owned a pair of Jordans, so these are something else. And I love the stitching, how it goes from the back, it goes under this and then it comes back around. The tongue is really nice as well. I like the way the tongue looks. It's not dog shit tongues. I don't like tongues that look ugly. Really good shoe. Now, I'm going to talk about some stuff that I do know. There are a couple of different types of shoes that are very loved. So we have the bread toe, B-R-E-D. If I'm correct, those are I think those are the ones that are banned, and they're right here. They're like a black and red, super clean, but they're really expensive. And it's because when Jordan was first collaborating with Nike for the first time, he wore a pair of shoes that was technically illegal in the eyes of ball. Like when you play basketball, you couldn't wear a black and red. You couldn't wear black, I'm pretty sure. So people love those shoes. People will buy those shoes for a ton of fucking money. Like they're really expensive, but it's mainly because they were banned. But it's weird because apparently those weren't even the shoes that were supposed to get banned. So these are the breads people often misconstrue, or people often get confused with actually what the breads look like. These are actually the breads here. These are not the actual banned shoes. Jordan never officially wore the breads during any game. During the actual NBA, he got stopped a ton of times and he got fined a ton of times because he was wearing black shoes. I think he was fined $5,000 every time he wore a black shoe because it was actually illegal. And Nike paid that in full. Definitely committed to making this shoe be cool, and that's why they actually made a campaign for the breads to make them seem really off the cuff, different. So they made them really stand out in that sense. He actually never wore the breads. It's just a very popular misconception. He wore them in I think 1985 dunk contest. So he never wore these. So they're often construed or seen as bands. But just remember, he never actually wore these. So these are the Nike Airship Black Edition. Now these shoes, actual shoes Jordan wore that gave the bread the reputation of being the bands, but they actually never were. These are the actual band shoes. These are the same shoes that he wore during his games. The Jordan 1 isn't the shoe that gave him the notoriety of being off the cuff. It was these shoes, the black Nike Airships. I think it's really cool how the media honestly kind of got it fucked up in the sense of like, it was never the Jordan 1s. It wasn't the breads. It was the Airships. So I think it's really interesting how even now people are still really confused. The Nike Airships actually come in a variety of colors. They come in black, white, and silver, if I'm correct. And they're not ugly looking shoes, but they're definitely not the breads. So I definitely would recommend them if you're kind of like a shoe collector and you kind of just want to say, oh, these are the same shoes that Jordan got banned with. The breads aren't those, but these are the real ones right here. So really interesting. How like Jordan was really the reason Nike took off in the first place. Like they took a big risk. They took a huge risk by signing with Jordan because they were paying him a fuck ton of money. They were giving him about that much money because they knew that there was the only risk they could take that could be a huge risk, high reward, and they got the reward. They're now the new shoe of like basketball, essentially. It's actually pretty funny to think about because a lot of the time when you think of basketball, you think of Nike, all check sign all the way there. But in the beginning, they were fucking Converse. Like that was the thing. Like they wore Converse all the time. So I just think it's really fun and interesting how like these shoes have like really changed a lot of shit. I'm gonna shout out GOAT because, you know, they gave after they give me a sec. After when they send you something, they give you a punch card, and it's like every single. And I'm gonna keep this because this is GOAT verified, and I'm gonna keep this with me because I am GOAT verified. I'm a fucking G, but I don't know, man. I'm really loving the way they did everything. It did take a bit longer than it would, but I'm happy I actually got the right fucking shoe. So I have black 23 socks on, so I'm not wearing. Now these are probably the most. These are the cleanest shoes that I've ever owned, and I love them, man. So as you can tell, they're definitely not highs because the tongue goes. Oh, actually, wait. They kind of do go. Nah, these go higher than the tongue. These probably be like up here if they were highs, but they're actually down here. You guys a back one too. The shoes in the description because they really are my favorite colorway. I haven't looked in too much into a lot of them, but they really are probably my favorite. So make sure to leave them down there. But gonna have some fun editing this shit right here. But I had a lot of fun doing this. Remember, stay GOAT. Oh fuck. Remember, stay GOAT verified. Really good shit, man. I had a lot of fun doing this, so can't wait to wear these out.